Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that connects us all, no matter who we are or where we come from. It's a feeling that can stop us in our tracks. It can make our hearts beat fast and our palms sweat. I'm talking about fear. We often look at people who have achieved great things, the singers, the actors, the writers we admire, and we think they must be fearless. We see their bright smiles on magazine covers and their confident walks on red carpets, and we assume they were born with a special kind of courage. But I am here to tell you that is almost never the true story. The real story, the one that often stays hidden behind the curtain, is a story of fear. Let's talk about someone who seems like the very picture of confidence and power, the one and only Beyoncé. When we see her on stage, she is a force of nature. She commands the attention of thousands with her incredible voice, her powerful dance moves, and her unshakable presence. It is almost impossible to imagine her ever feeling nervous or insecure. We see Queen Bey, a woman who seems to have been born for the stage, without a single doubt in her mind. But the story she has shared about her own journey tells us something very different, something much more human and relatable. It's a story about creating a new self to overcome fear. For a long time, Beyoncé struggled with shyness. She has spoken about how, as a naturally quiet and reserved person, the idea of performing in front of huge crowds was terrifying. The pressure to be perfect, to be this larger-than-life entertainer, felt overwhelming. She was afraid of being judged. She feared she wasn't interesting enough on her own. Her turning point was the creation of an alter ego, a different version of herself she named Sasha Fierce. Now, let's turn to a different kind of story, one that begins not on a stage, but in quiet cafes, with just a pen and a wild imagination. I want to talk about J.K. Rowling, the brilliant mind who gave the world Harry Potter. Today, she is one of the most successful authors in history, a name known in households all across the globe. Her books have sold hundreds of millions of copies and have inspired a generation. But before all of that unimaginable success, it was defined by what she herself has called colossal failure. Before she became a household name, J.K. Rowling was a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She was living on government assistance, and she felt like the biggest failure she knew. Her marriage had ended, she was jobless, and she was trying to raise a child on her own. The turning point for her was hitting what she considered rock bottom. She has said that failure on such a massive scale gave her a strange kind of freedom. When you feel you have lost everything, there is nothing left to be afraid of losing. Finishing her book about a young wizard. Let's look at another powerful example, this time from the world of Hollywood. Think about the iconic actor Harrison Ford. When you picture him, you might see the daring Han Solo flying the Millennium Falcon with a confident smirk. Or maybe you see the adventurous Indiana Jones facing down snakes and villains without batting an eye. He is the image of the strong, silent hero. His characters are known for their quick wit and their ability to command a scene. It is almost unbelievable, then, to learn that Harrison Ford spent years of his life terrified of something many of us take for granted: public speaking. His fear was so intense that when he was in college, he took a drama class hoping it would cure him. He thought that if he could just force himself to get on stage, the fear would go away. But it didn't. He has described how his body would physically react. He would break out into a sweat, his heart would pound, and he would be so nervous that he could barely get the words out. He was so paralyzed by this fear that he didn't speak a single word on stage for an entire semester. The fear of being judged, of stumbling over his words, and of looking foolish was completely overwhelming for him. The turning point for Harrison Ford was not a single dramatic moment, but a slow and steady process of facing his fear in small, manageable ways. He didn't magically wake up one day cured of his anxiety. Instead, he made a conscious choice to keep showing up. He decided that his dream of being an actor was bigger than his fear of speaking. Each small part, each line delivered, was a small victory against the fear that had held him back for so long. In every one of these stories, and in countless others, there is a moment that changes everything. It's a moment I call the turning point. You know, it's not always a loud, dramatic event that the whole world can see. More often, it is a quiet, internal decision. It is the moment when a person decides that the pain of staying the same is greater than the fear of changing. It is a choice to step out of the familiar, comfortable zone of what is known and into the scary, uncertain territory of what could be. This choice is the pivot on which a life of success is built. It is the decision to choose courage over comfort. For Beyoncé, the turning point was creating Sasha Fierce. It was her conscious decision to stop letting shyness dictate her performance. Instead of wishing her fear away, she built a bridge over it. For J.K. Rowling, the turning point was hitting rock bottom. It was the moment she realized that since she had already failed by society's standards, she was finally free to pursue her true passion without the fear of losing anything more. For Harrison Ford, the turning point was not one moment, but a series of small, brave choices repeated over many years. When you make that brave choice to face your fear, something truly magical begins to happen. It's like dropping a single pebble into a calm lake. The impact creates a small ripple at first, but that ripple begins to spread outward, getting wider and wider until it touches every single part of the shore. In the same way, one act of courage creates a ripple effect that transforms not just one area of your life, but everything. It is a chain reaction of positive change. When you prove to yourself that you can overcome one fear, you start to believe that you can overcome others too. Look at how this worked for the people we've discussed. When J.K. Rowling faced her fear of failure and persisted with her manuscript, the success of Harry Potter didn't just give her financial security. It changed her entire life, created ripples that have touched the entire world. The same is true for Harrison Ford. By facing his fear of public speaking, he didn't just become a successful actor. He built a life of incredible experiences. He learned to fly airplanes, becoming an accomplished pilot who has even participated in real-life rescue missions. I want to share one more story that beautifully illustrates this journey from fear to freedom. It's the story of the wonderful actor James Earl Jones. Today we know his voice as one of the most iconic and powerful voices in the world. It is the voice of Darth Vader, the voice of Mufasa in The Lion King. It is a voice that is deep, resonant, and full of authority. It sounds like it was destined to be heard. But the truth of his childhood is absolutely stunning when you consider the man he became. For many years, James Earl Jones was so shy and insecure that he barely spoke at all. As a young boy, he developed a severe stutter. It was so bad that he became terrified of speaking in school. So he made a choice. He chose silence. For about 8 years of his childhood, from the age of 6 until he was a freshman in high school, he was functionally mute. His turning point came in high school, thanks to a caring and insightful English teacher. This teacher saw a spark in James. He saw that the boy loved poetry, so he made him a deal. He challenged him to memorize a poem and recite it in front of the class. He stood before his classmates, and shakily, he recited the poem from memory. We have talked about so many things today. We have looked behind the curtain at the hidden fears of people we admire. We have seen how they faced their doubts and turned them into stepping stones for incredible success. We have seen that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. We have learned that failure can be a powerful teacher, and that persistence is the key that unlocks our greatest potential. Every story we have shared carries one unifying message, a message I want you to take deep into your heart and carry with you from this day forward. That message is this: your fear is not a wall, it is a doorway. On the other side of that door is a stronger, more capable, and more alive version of you. On the other side is the life you dream of living. Everything you have ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. It is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to find the courage to turn the handle and walk through. The people who achieve amazing things are not a special breed of human. They are simply the ones who are willing to walk through more of those doorways. So this is my call to action for you. This is your personal invitation to greatness. I want you to think about one fear that is holding you back right now. What is it? What dream is it keeping you from? Now, I want you to think of one small, tiny, manageable step you can take today to face it. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Maybe it's making a phone call you've been putting off. Maybe it's writing the first sentence of that book. Maybe it's just saying hello to a stranger. Whatever it is, no matter how small it seems, I want you to do it. Because when you take that step, you are sending a message to yourself and to the universe. You are declaring that you are ready for more. You are choosing to be the hero of your own story. Your life is your own magnificent stage. Do not let fear keep you hiding in the wings. Step into the light. Your most amazing life is waiting for you.